My video for April the 6th, 2020 is video number 3418. The title is Negative People Suffering from PMA. It happens more often in my life than I would like. I guess because I played a role in spreading the lie that we are supposed to stay positive all the time, regardless of the situation. For those who don't know what PMA is, it means positive mental attitude. I hope I have never treated anyone else with the disdain I have felt when I simply share what is happening in the world that many feel is being negative. Reality of experience and personal observation don't count for those who lie to themselves that they are being so self-righteously positive when they attack anyone who is trying to address real experiential problems faced around the world. This happens in spiritual groups by people who would prefer to keep their heads in the sand and pretend the world is wonderful. It's not. I don't have the it's. It's infested by demons and profiteers who have enslaved humanity for generations. I have a message for you people, and it won't sound loving. Take your deceptive PMA and shove it up where the sun does not shine. Maybe the next time you sit on the throne, it will come out so that you can eliminate that crap that keeps you trapped and allows crimes against humanity to continue. I got to put the apostrophe S there because I don't have it. Okay, save that. Yes, it happened again. Both in a comment, which I don't mind the comments, but when it's face to face with somebody, as happened the other day now, it has a sting to it. I mean, I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and as soon as I mentioned something that's going on in the world, and I don't even know exactly what that was, I was attacked and shut down. I don't want to hear any of your negative stuff. And this is something that has happened with me a number of times. I've been in discussion groups that are supposed to be spiritual discussion groups and been shut down by people that were running the group or just simply attending the group. I don't want to hear that stuff. People have their heads in the sand. Now, I try to keep an open mind. And I get an email from one of my good friends who is very much into the currency revaluation and the idea that Trump is actually arresting the deep state and deep state criminals are going to be held accountable. That's why Gitmo has expanded, etc. And he continues to say that I have no faith and that I don't trust the process. And anyway, I wrote to him that I try to keep an open mind. And he says, he wrote back to me, I'm glad to hear you claim an open mind. But in my opinion, IMO, it is not so open when it comes to Trump. This is one of the times where hindsight will be a lot better than foresight in your case. My foresight is working good. Q says, trust the plan. And I'd like to trust the plan, but I look at more than one side of the situation. And when I bring this out to some people, they call it negative. Now, I'm not saying that this particular individual is, but I have a lot of them in my life that don't want to hear anything that's political is considered negative, because they are so spiritual that talking about anything that's going on earth is taboo. You just don't talk about politics. And this is true in some of the spiritual groups that I've been attending over the past number of years. And it's a challenging thing for me because I do try to look at different sides of the story. Now, somebody sent me a video that I was watching last night. Actually, I think I started it after the meditation. And it was interesting, but it was fairly long. And I was tired. I had stayed up later than usual. And I get to the place where he's offering solutions, and the whole video goes dead. And when I come back to the computer this morning to look for that video that I was listening to, it's not even there anymore. It just, I don't even know where it went. It seems to have just disappeared, vanished into thin air. But folks, we live in a very confusing time on this planet when there are apparently there's apparently a war going on between certain individuals against the deep state. And the deep state, to me, is a demonic element that has invaded planet Earth and has been operating here for a long time. And the dumbs are deep underground military bases. And these are supposed to be getting eradicated. And I hope that's true. That's what some of my friends are telling me, that they are, that the military, US military primarily, is going all over the planet, eliminating these deep underground bases where the demons have been they are hiding out in these underground facilities and wreaking havoc on the surface with people that live on top of the globe. And I know some flat earthers might get mad when I call it a globe, but it is a globe. There's a North Pole and a South Pole, and it's spherical, and I don't believe flat. But there are people that believe if it's flat, there must have the edges to it. That's the way that I see it, and you would sail off the edge. And of course, more primitive societies believed that if we sailed too far to the edge, we'd go off the earth. Yeah. This is negative too. I guess I'm being negative to flat earthers. But I did investigate, and I took down my globe for a time when I first had people telling me this, and I started looking at it again until I remembered the hollow earth thing, and that I believe in the hollow earth thing. And there's, from my point of view, some things that I've looked at provide enough evidence to believe that that is the case. But I don't like headbutting. I'd like to be able to have rational discussions with people and bring up subjects that, from my perspective, we need to be aware that things are happening on this planet that, even if you label them political, they're not. It's negative to me to deny the reality that other people are facing. I mean, if we did that, as I've said in other videos, if we did that when we got symptoms of being sick and we just ignored the symptoms, we'd end up with more problems. And some people say that this 5G thing is actually what's killing people, because people can't handle the higher frequencies that are being employed. And Wuhan, China was one of the first major cities in the world to have full implementation of 5G technology, although it's being put in all over the planet. And it's going to cause massive deaths, because that's the agenda of the deep state. They want to reduce the world's population to a manageable 500 million people. That's the Georgia Guidestone's #1 thing. Anyway, I try to keep an open mind, and I try to look at other people's points of view as much as I can. And I do thank those of you that have taken time to listen to this video and all of my videos. Namaste.